Hi, this is Kelly.
And Kim.
Welcome to The Skinny. So last week was kind of a vacation week.
It was a vacation week.
And so going in, I knew I could potentially have to pay because it was going to be the first of the month when I weighed in. I had to pay $15. It's my first time since hitting Lifetime. 0.4 out of my weight range. So I was, darn it. I mean, so close. And I paid my $15 and I have to move on. It was just, it was vacation.
Well, but you still gained, what, was it 3 pounds?
Yeah, we made the conscious decision to not track and to enjoy vacation.
Which is common for us on vacation. That's a common choice for us. I gained 5 pounds. Not surprised. I've had that happen to me before on a vacation. Back on track Saturday.
Yeah.
And my vacation's still not over. I went to work
Yeah.
Tuesday. But I'm back on track as of Saturday morning after weigh-in. So I took the 1 week off. But I am going to say, I feel like if I was in a different place than I am now, if I were struggling, I would not choose to stop tracking and to go a week because I think getting back on would be even harder. So you have to really gauge where you're at when something like this happens. I truly believe that.
Where we are when we went to Spain, I think we were a year into our journey, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
And I think we both felt comfortable we took 2.5 weeks
and,
off.
And actually, I think I only gained like 2 pounds.
I gained 6. And I think it was
Well,
sangria.
you drank a lot more than I
drank
did.
a lot of sangria.
So really in the grand scheme of things, it was kind of a really easy. I mean, I gained more this week than I did when we went to Spain.
I gained 6 and I took it off the next week.
But
we moved a lot.
But I do feel confident in taking it off this week because I knew this come Saturday morning, I reset and was back on track. No questions at all to that.
Right.
That was done.
Yeah, because we even take the no tracking. We just literally take that off.
I have to say it's nice because I do track religiously. I do not track.
Right.
So for me to have a week where I don't do that,
It's weird.
Is really weird.
Yeah.
It's almost, but I embrace it and enjoy it. It's a little weird at first, but you know what? I just let it go.
You're leaning back and your head looks like so peanut. I'm like, you got the peanut head.
The peanut head?
You have a peanut head.
It's a kind of like just a week of absolute freedom. And I absolutely enjoy that week, but then I'm really glad to get back on the tracking bandwagon. I am.
It's true. I mean, I think the longest we ever took off tracking was Spain, and it was 2.5 weeks and we didn't track at all.
Yeah.
And that was and that was like really early on in our journey. So I think we'd been past like a year.
I think I had lost like 50 pounds at that point.
Yeah, and I think we were both really a little hesitant. How are we gonna do?
But I'm not. How was I mean, I really didn't have a lot of use of my phone.
Right.
I probably could have figured it out, but I didn't really feel that was necessary for me.
No, I think we weren't struggling at the time. We were in a good place.
I didn't really worry about it.
And we
honestly
did fine.
Was not worried about it.
I gained 6 pounds and got right back on and lost that the next week.
And I think I gained 2.
Yeah. So it's again. I think if you're thinking about, because I know we got to talk vacation because really
that's where we're at right now, vacation season, but more so than vacations. And one of the things we talked about at our meeting is when the seasons change like this. Here comes vacations.
Yeah.
Obviously, graduations have just passed.
Parties,
and they're still happening.
Cookouts.
4th of July will be coming up. So there'll be lots of family reunions are going to start to happen. Weddings are June. All of June, there's going to be weddings. You're probably going to encounter a lot of those kind of functions.
I think it's
festivals.
The time to decide up front
What's important.
What's important to me. Like for us, vacation, it's usually important for us to kind of to go off.
And right now in Cincinnati, we are having every weekend there is a festival at one of the Catholic churches.
It's insane.
We have a Catholic church. We're Catholic, but there's a Catholic church on every corner in Cincinnati. It's a very big, large Catholic community.
Yeah.
So there are festivals literally every weekend from the end of May through the beginning of September or late August. Ours is in late August, and I think there's one more festival after our church. So it is full of festivals.
Well, then you have the Greek festival. Greek festival, which we love. It's one of my favorite events, and it's food. It's fabulous.
So that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of functions and a lot of events. You have to pick and choose.
Start thinking about all the things that are happening to you in the summer, and think about where am
What's
I going to give?
Most important.
And where am I going to be like, I
Yes.
just have to be on. And we don't do a lot of like, we're very close, careful, like fish fry time.
Oh yeah.
When that's happening during Lent,
Ooh.
we both avoid fish fries.
We just do.
We just do.
And the same thing is I do miss going to them.
Yes.
But I know that there's really not anything.
But we avoid them.
We just avoid it.
Now, what we'll do generally is like Greek festival, I know I'm going to,
Mm-hmm.
and I will take that meal off. I will literally work really hard that week and during the day
Mm-hmm.
to keep my points down so that I can enjoy
Well, there will be Greek lemonade.
Greek lemonade,
And
which
there will
is
be
ouzo and lemonade.
A Greek
it's fabulous.
pizza that we get.
Oh,
That you can only get at the festival. This place does not have a store. They do not.
Yeah.
They only make it for the festival, so it's kind of special.
and we will split this pizza. Into
Yes.
it. It's
I will eat half this pizza.
But it's a plan because we know when it's coming. We know we're going. We
Yeah.
make the plan.
So-
Now, then we have other ones where we're like, oh, let's
Yeah.
go to another thing we do in Washington Park downtown is they always have City Flea, which is like this big flea market, and they do it on Saturdays, and it's really amazing, and they have food trucks.
We'll
and
probably do one maybe this summer. I would probably want to avoid more than.
No, I think I plan on going to them, but that's where I make the decision though.
Yeah.
I eat at the food truck or I don't eat at the food truck. I go early and skip like lunch there, but maybe one of them I'll do a food truck
Yeah.
meal. It's just making that decision.
It
Sometimes
is.
it's even looking at the food trucks and deciding, oh my gosh, I haven't had that one in a long time. So it's lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I was careful at breakfast. I'm gonna be careful at dinner now because I've decided to pick that truck.
So take a calendar and
Yeah.
plan out your summer. If there are events that happen every single year and you know you're doing those events and you know that there's certain things that you're going to eat or drink,
Yep.
just fill out the calendar now because then you can look and see what what you can let go of.
Right.
We will probably, I will tell you, we will avoid most of the festivals for church festivals. We'll go to ours, but we will
We'll
probably
go-
avoid any of the others.
Yes.
Just because it's not a wise move.
No.
It's just not a wise move for us. 4th of July is usually not a big food deal for me.
No.
I don't
Nope.
have a problem.
Usually
I typically take my own hamburger or hot dogs wherever I go and throw it on the grill.
Yeah, whichever family member, if we're not
Yes.
having our family members having it, we just say,
Yes.
okay, which usually hamburgers, hot dogs, we just
So
take our own.
That's usually not a big deal for me. We have a graduation coming up, but that is more of an open house. So I am going to go earlier rather than later and then out the door.
So it's again, what is the big deal for you?
What's the big
What
deal?
what is the important thing for you?
That's
to
what
feel
we
like
need
you
to
want
title
to
this video.
participate?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Pick out the big ticket items for summer
Yes.
for you.
And vacation is usually one of those. Although there are people who are like, I'm okay, tracking and counting my food. I might take off like maybe one night to have a really great meal. That's great. It's being prepared and making that decision up front and not waiting to be in the situation and just thinking, oh,
Well,
I'm just,
I mean, the plus is there's a lot of events in summer where you can be busy and you're moving, which is great.
That's amazing.
But the food's always a lot in the summer. I mean, it doesn't. The movement doesn't always balance it out.
It doesn't. I mean, think about it. I mean, we have our dairy bar. I'm sorry, but the dairy bar in our area
Is open.
Is amazing. It is the best dairy. I'm sorry, it's the best dairy bar
So-
in the city, I think.
Well, last summer we allowed ourselves one time a week to have a kitty cone,
Kid cone with rainbow sprinkles.
and we didn't do it every week, but we were allowed to.
We were allowed
and we
to.
had to count the cone. And
So we were always prepared for it if it
yes,
happened.
because we knew it was alled to happen.
Like this week, it's not
once a
happening.
week. Yeah, it's not happening this week. But we allowed ourselves to do it, and we only did it,
a handful of times.
a handful of times. But we knew we could.
Yep.
And I think this week, obviously, it's not going to be in. Probably next week.
Yeah.
But maybe the following week, we'll put that back in rotation. If we choose to do it, we will.
But
because they're only
yes.
open till October.
And it is, and it's those things. That's the season that you're
Yeah.
thinking about. And I had when I saw that the dairy bar was open, it was like, oh gosh, the dairy bar is open.
And I have to say, we went to the zoo many times
Yeah.
this week.
Oh
because
my
we just-
gosh.
even if it's just to go
Walk.
pop in to walk. Well, we went one day where me and Fiona was so active.
She was crazy. She was
And-
getting fed.
And I looked at Kelly and I said, today I want Grater's ice cream. And there's a Grater's in
Actually,
our
she
zoo.
wanted chunky
I wanted
hippo.
chunky hippo. So we get to the Grater's in the zoo.
Yep.
They're out of chunky hippo.
Chunky. Of course they are.
So of course I had to have my backup, which is the black raspberry chip.
Oh, not
which
my
is
backup, my fave.
phenomenal.
We did. So we did it.
We did it.
Guilt-free. We were both like,
it was great.
it's happening. We could have happened multiple times during the week, but it didn't. We picked one time to have
There
it.
was Skyline Chili this week.
There was
something that we don't do a lot of.
No, but I miss it desperately.
I
but
do.
Again,
but now I'm happy for a long time.
But again,
while before
on
we want it again.
vacation, if you're kind of taking that break, we really weighed too. What's important maybe to have that we hardly ever have anymore. And for me, it was Skyline for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite things. Because I'll be honest with you, when I was 220 pounds, I was eating Skyline
A lot.
once a week minimum.
Yeah,
Once a week.
at
I know
least.
we were meeting for
At
lunch
least.
once a week. And it was always Skyline.
And now we might do it 3 or 4 times a year, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Yep. And you get a craving. And
do.
You can fit it in. You actually can go there and eat a child size 3-way and you can count it.
But I will tell you, sometimes that's quite not enough for me to
It's
eat.
agreed.
So I'd rather
agreed.
skip it than eat that small to get it in. I'd rather just not have it.
Yep.
So
It's like teasing yourself.
yes. So and sometimes I just decide it's just not worth it.
Yep.
And that's okay. But on vacation,
But again, we knew we're like, hey, I want it. And I was like, I'm eating at Skyline sometime this week. We're doing it. And we did.
it was great.
So again, we're talking really about planning, and that was really, and it's really important in the summer in particular, I think, because I think everybody's more active, and I love that. But I think you're exposed to more picnics and barbecues and fairs and events, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, we forget. We always think that Christmas time and Thanksgiving and all of those are like Halloween are the worst. Well, really, summer's just as bad.
Add up all
I
of
honestly
those
think-
things: fair food, picnic food, barbecue food. I mean, granted, I
Concert.
love.
I think summer is
Concerts,
just as bad.
It's hard. I mean, I love the fact that we have more fresh fruit and vegetables. I think that's great because I think I'm better satisfied because of those things, because we have some great
True.
fruit and vegetables, and that makes me happy. But again, I feel like there are so many events, and it's like,
it's a lot going on.
I'm making decisions, which is probably why I'm at the higher end of my scale, and I had to pay this week.
But when it comes down to it, I was excited to get back on track. I really, really would love to hit my goal this summer. By the end of the summer, I would love to do that. And that is still, even though I've gained it and I'm going to take it off this week, my goal is still to hit my goal this summer.
I want to be honest,
I
though,
truly
we've
would love to.
talked about this. I think in a lot of ways you're kind of living on maintenance with me. You've
agree.
really tried not to. You've really tried to shake your plateau.
A struggle. And I did.
You did. But sometimes I feel like you kind of some weeks are living on maintenance with me, and it's harder for you.
It is harder.
Yeah.
It is harder.
I think that's been the bigger struggle for you.
Mm-hmm. It has, but I really want to hit my goal. So I need to stop worrying about what you're doing and worry just about me.
Right.
Which
is hard because we both, like, whoever's cooking, like if I'm cooking dinner, I'm cooking dinner for her. And if she's cooking for me. Yeah. But, I'm counting my points and she's counting hers. And if she's counting hers to equal mine, she's maintaining. So it's
conundrum.
It is a conundrum for her, and granted, right now I'm in lose mode with you, so that's gonna help.
Yeah, that's right. You are in lose mode this week with me. Lose
Not
mode.
in maintenance mode. I'm gonna be in lost mode, man.
I have my little elephant shirt on today. This is my one I always wear when I go to the zoo. I love the elephant shirt.
So anyway, so we just thought we'd share our kind of summer vacation.
Knowing what's ahead.
Yeah, plan
Get
it.
the calendar out.
There is power in the planning of things, and I think you feel less left out, especially if you go in prepared and you've made the decision at this event.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the straight and narrow, and I think you can be okay with that.
Yeah. One of the things our leader suggests, and I think I've mentioned this before at the holidays, is she takes a calendar, it's like a prints out a blank calendar for, did the rough, like June, July, August. You would take a calendar of those 3 months and you would put an X on any day there's an event. So that the ones that aren't X'd are the ones you have
Stay
to really
on.
be on, because you know that on the X days
You
there
might make
there
the
might
decision
be
that-
some tough times.
Yeah.
So you're going to work on the days that you don't have X's, work even harder. And that's a good way to do it without planning everything out. If you just know it, put an X, and just know something's coming up. That way you can really kind of, so if you have 2 X's in a week,
Yeah.
you know you've really got to stay on it on the days
on
where
it.
there's no X's.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea.
What, and then those X's again, that's the time to be introspective, because you may go, you know what,
That X isn't worth it.
That X really, that's a little X, because I'm going to be in charge for that event. The big X, maybe you're looking at the
That's
big
actually a really good idea.
Yeah, you're
The
looking
big
at
X is
the
like,
big X.
oh,
Like
that's a
Greek
tough one.
Festival is going to be a big X on mine.
Graduation party for me, small X.
Small X. So that way you're balancing. I'm staying in control here.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I
The
like
big
that.
X means I'm going for it, and that means Greek lemonade and pizza. So I'm told that's like one I know for sure is a big X. So that week will be really, I'll be really in
Honestly,
control.
I have to say, of the rest of the summer, that's the only one with a big X for me.
Right now.
There's other X's,
Yes.
but that's the one I know that is going to be. So that kind of feel good that any other X I have is something where I can still kind of make it work.
Right, because if I go to like City Flea, for example, it's like I said, it's a
Okay.
Saturday event in Washington Park.
We could do the
Street
taco window.
pops, street
Street
pops are, I can fairly easily count that as like a popsicle, like a full sugar popsicle, and I know
Well, it's all fruit, actually.
well, it is, but I'll count it that way. But
Sure.
I always have a street pop when
And
I go.
we could do taco window, which is easy to count.
Go Gomez.
So, yes, so there is ways I can make that work.
Yes.
Other things, you're going to go, I'm just making a choice. This is a one-time-a-year event. If it were a once-a-week event, then maybe I would have to think differently about
Right,
it.
'cause
But it's once a year.
Yeah, like City Flea happens for a fair long amount of time over
In
the
the summer.
Saturdays, but Greek Festival literally once a year. So it's like balancing those things out, and really how important is that to you?
Got to get the driver.
Yep. So we will see you next week.
Hopefully showing that we're both
Lighter.
lighter, not
Yeah,
just me.
Lighter. Yeah, we know both need to be it. So we will see you next week. Lighter later.
Bye.
Bye.